New tonight, shelters across the nation are bursting at the seams because of a problem unofficially known as pandemic dog.
When COVID-19 forced many to stay home, there was a spike in animal adoptions, but there are now an overwhelming number of dogs in particular that are being dumped, abandoned, and abused.
TV5's Hannah Jewell reports shelters are now more desperate than ever for help.
Shelters running out of space.
We are at a capacity crisis, no doubt.
Throughout mid-Michigan, desperation is growing.
It's the most it's ever been. And I've always said it can't get worse, it can't get worse. I was absolutely wrong.
Saginaw County recently has seen as many as 17 dogs dumped in one day.
The ones that are abandoned and left in homes where the residents were evicted, they are left in garages, barns, they're tied out in backyards, they're left in the elements of the terrible rain, or now the cold is coming.
There is simply no room at the inn in Bay, Midland, Shiawassee, and Saginaw counties, as well as many others across the state and country.
Many times our volunteers and our staff will check a dog in on our inventory, and then we'll foster it in our own homes because we have no room here. That's how dedicated our people are.
When shelters are not immediately able to take a canine, they're seeing them abandoned at a rate they can hardly handle.
We can get 10 out, but we'll get 12 right back in. It's a lot for my staff. We get them neglected, broken, injured, hit by car, in need of medical attention, heartworm positive. We get them in situations by no fault of their own. Many of them are a human failure.
But why now?
Is it inflation? I don't know that anybody can answer that. We have the pandemic dog that they called it, that I didn't think was a real term. It turns out to be a lot of the dogs are 2 years old that seem to be no longer wanted.
More than 23 million American households adopted a pet during the pandemic, about 1 in every 5 households, according to the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. But as people return to work in person, along with rising costs for dog care, that trend has reversed.
Animals are being dumped here left and right every day, more than ever before, and there simply isn't enough space for these dogs and cats.
You have to get creative now because it's just hard all over.
Which is precisely what Bay County Animal Control is doing.
My name is Chris with Jordan's Way. We're on a 50-state tour, 300 shelters across the country. This is live for 1 week. People can donate tonight, tomorrow. There's a lot of shares.
City officials pulling in outside help from national groups and social media.
Come on, donate! They just got another 50.
A lot of stuff, a lot of activities, ice bucket challenges, pies to the face. There's just so much that goes on that makes it unique.
Raising money for a bigger shelter and asking voters to pass a millage for more funds this midterm election.
I'm not kidding when I say we have every day somebody calls to surrender their pet. So it's just incredible. It's exhausting for the counter staff because we have to say no, and it's heartbreaking for everybody involved.
There's also a rise in disease.
We're seeing more flea infestations. We have animals that are coming in hairless because of fleas. We have people can't afford to vaccinate. They can't afford flea treatment.
Saginaw County has created a robust adoption program, hoping that will get them through until they are able to move into a larger shelter in March.
We ask people if they call and we can't physically put up another temporary crate. We ask them to hold it for 3 days or hold it for 5 days. Give us a little bit of time to try to make room.
Anticipating in winter, there will be even more need.
People are desperate, and right, wrong, or however it may be, it's the animals are the ones that take the brunt of it.
People cause this, and they will have to be the solution.
I think we forget that there are pets, good pets, sitting in cages in these shelters.
Hannah Jewell, WNEM TV5.